Tyson dumps millions of pounds of waste in the U.S. waterways. Watch this.
Tyson Foods has dumped millions of pounds of toxic waste directly into American rivers and lakes over the past 5 years, according to an investigation covered by The Guardian. This includes nitrogen, phosphorus, chloride, oil, and cyanide coming from 41 Tyson slaughterhouses across 17 U.S. states. Tyson's 5 largest plants in Nebraska dumped more than 111 million pounds of pollutants into waterways between 2018 and 2022. This included 4 million pounds of nitrates, a chemical that can contaminate drinking water, cause blood disorders, and neurological defects in infants, as well as cancers and thyroid diseases in adults. How can Tyson get away with it? Corruption and lobbying. The meat processing industry spent $4.3 million lobbying the federal government in 2023 alone, and Tyson Foods accounted for almost half, about $2.1 million. The current federal regulations set no limit for phosphorus dumping, and the vast majority of meat processing plants in the U.S. are exempt from existing water regulation. So, while American waterways are polluted by megacorporations, politicians accept their money and continue to keep regulations at a minimum. They'll both get filthy rich while our rivers and lakes absorb their toxic waste. This industry capture and political corruption leads to innocent civilians becoming sick. So, how do we fix this? I don't know. But I do know I will never buy food from Tyson, and neither should you.
So, Tyson Foods dumps millions of pounds of waste into the rivers and the lakes. And they really didn't get a fine. In fact, their fine was so small that it should be a crime. I think that they only charged them I want to say $2 million in 2018. And then for a spill at its feed mill in Aurora, Missouri, $3 million They got $2 million fined in 2018 for a spill at its feed mill in Aurora, Missouri, and $3 million settlement over a spill in Alabama. They haven't even got to that millions of pounds of waste in the rivers and lakes. And guess what? It's not just affecting Black America, it's affecting all of America. And this is how our politicians treat us, like we're nothing. They allow Tyson to dump all this waste that can cause cancer and probably all kind of other ailments. Of course, not probably, it does. It causes ailments, starting with cancer. And 2, could be reasons why you have kidney diseases, reasons why you have liver diseases, reasons why you have rheumatoid arthritis diseases, all kinds of things just going on. And the government is allowing it because it's lining their pockets. I mean, this is pretty big. And they're really not talking about it, like on the local news or, even on the broader news. Nobody's talking about what Tyson has done. I mean, nobody's making a big deal out of it or rah-rahing about it. You should be rah-rahing about this. It should be a big deal that they dumped millions of pounds of waste. And they're really not even getting a fine to match their billion-dollar corporation, because Tyson earns billions. And guess what? Tyson gives, or not gives, but you're getting Tyson meat from McDonald's for your McDonald's lovers. Then, of course, you got the grocery stores with all the Tyson meats in there. They should be pulling that stuff off the shelf. Every single thing, they should be pulling it off the shelf. All the grocery stores should say, hey, we're not dealing with Tyson anymore. But yet and still, I go to the grocery store and guess what? Tyson. There is Tyson. That is crazy how we're allowing this to happen and nobody's speaking up, not even our politicians, because they really don't care. If you think about it, they don't care about us. Black, white, Asian, it don't matter. They care about none of us. They only care about the wealthy, and that's it. I have an article here. It says that Tyson Foods dumped more than 370 million pounds of pollutants into U.S. waterways from 2018 to 2022, nearly 1/3 of which came from plants in Nebraska, according to a report. The report from the Union of Concerned Scientists shows that more than 100 million pounds of waste came from Tyson plants in Nebraska, more than half of it from the Tyson Fresh Meats plant in Dakota City, which was the plant that discharged the most waste during the period. In fact, the Tyson plants in Nebraska discharged more than 111 million pounds of waste into nearby waterways, which was 30% of the total and more than double the state with the next highest concentration of discharged pollutants. I mean, this is really sad. For them to do this and not be held accountable. For them to do this and still got Tyson meats in the grocery stores all over America. And nothing's being done, nothing's being said. And they're keeping it quiet because nobody's really reporting it. Nobody's really talking about it, especially the local and the news. They're not talking about it at all. They haven't really talked about it, not much. I wonder why. Is Tyson lining their pockets up too? I mean, that's what it seems like. The article also goes on to say that the report also noted that among that 111 million pounds of waste, which is in water used for animal washing, cleaning meat and animal products, sanitizing equipment, and scrubbing work areas, was 4 million pounds of nitrate, a chemical that has already been shown to contaminate drinking water supplies in some Nebraska communities. I mean, this is really, really sad. This is really sad that this is going on and they're not being held accountable. I can't say that enough. I can't say that enough. They should be held accountable for doing what they've done. The article also says that as the nation's largest meat and poultry producer, Tyson Foods plays a huge role in our food and agricultural system and has for decades exploited policies that allow big business corporations to pollute with impunity. Wow, they're allowed to pollute. In addition to the 60.6 million pounds of wastewater dumped from the Tyson plant in Dakota City, the company also dumped 22.9 million pounds from its plant in Lexington, 17.1 million pounds from its plant in Omaha, 9.6 million pounds from its poultry operation in Tecumseh, and just under 1 million pounds from its poultry distribution center in Waverly. Wow. And they just keep on dumping. Tyson is just dumping away and nothing's being done about it. What? We have no fight in us anymore? What? We're going to let them get away with this? What? We're not going to continue to talk about this? I think we should be rah-rahing about this continually until something is done, or until Tyson is shut down. We're boycotting for everything else. We really need to be boycotting for this, because guess what? It's killing us. So we need to be boycotting. We need to be fighting. We need to hold the government, Tyson, and whoever else, banks, whoever's involved with Tyson, we need to hold them all accountable. All. They need to be held accountable. So tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you want more content like this, press subscribe. And you can also go to Conversations with SDW. See you soon.